Hello YouTube. I am now after first arm day in the summer, and I'm now going to what was the word for it? Like analyze how it came, how good it was. So what was wrong with it? What was right? So the first thing, it is important to notice that I was training only arms, abs, and calves. So those are the only movements that I could actually train hard. I mean, when it comes to calves, because I have a slight tendinitis on my ankle, I was doing it easily. So my I was keeping, I think, 3 reps in reserve on average, like 2 3 reps in reserve to actually not aggravate my Achilles tendon even more. But still, like, my calves are really sore now. It's probably because I just haven't trained them for a long time. But I mean, if they're so sore, like it clearly created some muscular damage. So that's already a plus. Abs, I trained to failure, and I was doing knee raises like this. What? No, knee raises. I mean, my knees. I was raising them, and I really am so weak at this movement that I was doing like sets of 6, literally, for abs because they were so hard. But that just means that the movement is good because I will be able to milk it for a very long time if it's so difficult right now. But when it comes to arms, the most important part of the program is arm training, of course, always, every day. Not every day, every 2 days, but anyway. I was doing tricep push-downs with fat grip to make it comfortable for my wrist, and towel curls on the preacher station. So both of those exercises felt tremendous to my muscles. I mean, I actually feel that they have really high potential to be very good exercises for me, meaning that they very well might be uh, super low in fatigue and super high in stimulus, because on both of them, like, you could grind for uh, really long. So for example, in preacher toe curls, like, it was literally, I thought I was done with it, so I thought it was the last rep, but then I tried more, and then more, and then more, and then the last rep, when I was like grinding it like for 6 seconds, and I did 3 more than I would have expected for it, because the positives are the positives were so long. But this is actually good because this means that, um, first of all, the stimulus that gives it, yeah, the movement is solid. Like, the stimulus it gives is tremendous. But on towel curls, shoulder instability were limiting me. I was feeling that burn in the back of my shoulders that really annoyed me and didn't allow me to do as much reps as I could. So I did like 1 to 2 reps less on this arm than on this. And on tricep extensions, because I didn't warm up my elbow too well, I was spending like only a minute warming it up, and so my elbow were limiting me. And combined with shoulder instability, which aggravated a tiny bit while preacher curling, it actually transitioned to my tricep extensions and were limiting me as well. So the way I will cope with it, because I mean, that's clearly a problem, because it just limits me to reach actual muscular failure, which is necessary for pushing progression on something like arms, obviously. Um, like the most important thing is I'm going to do it is warm up my shoulder and elbow much more. So shoulder, I will warm up it for like 3-5 minutes, and I will do more of this stuff and this stuff. So this is not the same. Internal and external rotation. I found that internal rotation also helps eliminating that numbness and burn in the back of my shoulder. So it could actually help. And of course, elbow, I will warm it so much that like it must be red before I start training. And also massaging it like this also could help. So this is the first thing, the most important thing. More prehab, more blood, because like in my case, blood is the most important thing that will help me actually being able to push progression and to train normally, to train hard. If you don't train hard, you're not training normally, obviously. And the second thing, I will modify the angles on tricep push down and towel curl in a way that it will aggravate my shoulder much less, and in a way that will just feel more comfortable. In a way that will feel the most comfortable. Yeah, and that's it. Those changes, I believe, will gradually allow me to actually push progression consistently and being able to consistently reach muscular failure. And when it comes to triceps extensions, I believe that because I will pump my elbow today even more, the shoulder and wrist as well, and I think I will be perfectly ready for tricep extensions to actually be able to do as many reps as I could on my left. But when it comes to shoulder, to these curls, I think changing the angle will help actually more. Because I found that when I curl this way, it hurts my shoulder. But when I curl this way, it also hurts my shoulder. But when I do this like in this, like in sort of angle, in a very suspicious angle, never mind, I will show you like, never mind. So yeah, basically, like if I will internally rotate it slightly, it doesn't actually limit me that much. There's this burning sensation. So if I will, so imagine this is preacher full station, and when I curl like this, of course, shoulder is set in place. It doesn't move because obviously, like if it would move, it would hurt even more. And this is discomfortable. So instead, I'm going to go around preacher station a little bit and make it so. Wait, what? No, I will. So I will move around it and put my arm like this in an angle. So I think this will actually eliminate my shoulder discomfort to a high extent. So yes, as always, the solution is always simple. No limits. Yeah, actually, I could potentially add to my program leg extensions and leg curls just to pump blood in my a little bit fatigued knees and my torn hamstring. So that will just help me heal from an injury more faster. But I will do them in a way that will stimulate the muscle a little bit, but actually not to the point that it will aggravate my injuries too much. So I will do as much reps as I could without actually feeling discomfort. So this way I will stimulate my muscle a little bit, but actually I will do it in a safe manner. Why I don't do it in case of arms? Because I want big ass arms. I mean, I want big arms now. I mean, I'm not going to wait until I will be able to do all of arm exercises without absolutely no pain, because it will take forever. Like, to be able to do normal curls again, like, I probably will need a year or more. Why? If I am potentially now able to train arms hard without aggravating the shoulder and the elbow, if I will warm up correctly and if I will find good angles that suit to my actual injuries. Yeah, so that's it. I believe that if, as long as I'm not experiencing pain and like real discomfort while training arms, it won't get worse. And of course, it is within my responsibility to make it so that arm training would be safe for me. And like, I'm determined to give, as I said, to give uh, all the love there is for my body to become stronger.